got mustache and she like.
All right, what's going on, y'all? You know what I'm saying? It's Sweeze. I'm back with another Let's Fucking Yap. Let's Yap. You feel me? Y'all know I love to do that, so let's do that. All right, first thing I wanted to yap about today with you fools, I'm just playing. Y'all don't have to be fools, is Saturn being put in a glorious, 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 magnificent pack. Over the course of Egghead, I think it should be no secret to y'all, or it should be no surprise to y'all that I wanted Saturn to get murked, whacked, you feel me, whatever, stepped on, killed, blick in the most vicious way. I said if Oda kill all of these niggas, I forgot what I said, but there was a quote about the Gorsei where I said they all need to get what's coming to them, and if he kill all of these niggas in this arc, which I didn't think he was gonna do, or if he kill a random nigga, then I kind of damn near don't. Not like I don't care how he do it. He just got to do it in a cool way. But if he kills Saturn, I need to see that nigga suffer. I just want that nigga to die a terrible death, man. I really do. Oh, I hate that nigga. He gotta die. If Oda ain't gonna get him terrible deaths, he gotta die first. But if he gonna get him all the deaths they deserve individually, that fuck nigga Saturn, he gotta die last. Mm-hmm. Slow too. And he suffered. You feel me? I'm happy about that. I'm ecstatic. All of that. What that scene, what those panels showed me though, what they confirmed for me at least is my theory that the Gorosei are humans. Well, actually, even Garling being chosen confirms that as well. I didn't even fucking think of that, but now I can really talk about it without it being a theory. You feel me? The Gorosei are humans. And they're past their. I think Jupiter might still fuck around and be able to like live like he would have been able to live still without the powers. Maybe depending on when. Actually, I don't even know, bro. I gotta research for y'all before I misspeak. But I do know Jupiter's the newest, but I forget how new. But their powers are keeping Emu's powers, like that he's lending them, are keeping them alive. They like when he take it back. Yeah, how he took Saturn BBL, like give me them titties back. She an ungrateful little bitch. I'll take her ass off. Give me them titties back, bitch. And Saturn just shriveled up and died, like, cause it was past his due. It was past his time. Like, if he never would have got them powers, he would have been dead already. So it was once Emu took the powers, it's a wrap. Like Emu took the powers, it's a done deal, buddy. You're fucking cooked. Your skull is on the damn floor, like, and I'm so glad that Oda did what I said or what I asked. We've never seen a death look like this, bro. Like we've never ever seen a death look like this, bro. We've never seen some shit portrayed like this, bro. His skull hit the floor and shit, bro. Look at his shriveled up body, bro. Look at this nigga, bro. Like this shit is pain, bro. Why did you allow Joy Boy to look at like this nigga? It looked like this nigga fucking around clicking his heels off the. Y'all see what I'm talking about though? That nigga toes curled up in the back of his goddamn. That nigga, oh wee. That nigga made his toes meet. Oh wee. Look at that. Then how wide that nigga mouth is. Pause. But it was really cool to see that aspect of like he returned to a fucking skeleton. Like because when they was harming them niggas, you was seeing right through their body. It wasn't no skeleton, bro. It was like an empty hole, and that shit was getting repaired. With no fucking skeleton. So it's cool to see it return back to a skeleton. Next thing I wanted to talk about is Garling. I want to talk about Garling. Garling cold as shit. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck with niggas. Shanks Poppy, Pops, Padukes. He cold as fuck. His senior, his mister. That nigga cold. He walked in that bitch with attitude. He walked in that bitch like he don't respect them niggas. He walked in that bitch like, you know what I'm saying? He just walked in that bitch on some real. I damn near when he used the A word, but I don't use that shit for nobody. I don't y'all know how I feel about Mihawk. That nigga right there in the bottom right. I don't use that shit for nobody except for Kuzan. So I'm not just gonna say it, but Garland, if a nigga say that shit about Garland, I'm just gonna turn my brain off. You feel me? Like I can't even argue with that. And he got that build, bro. He got that build of an old man in One Piece that's still tough. You feel me? He got that build. Y'all gotta look at the leg to body ratio. You have to pay attention to shit like this in One Piece. I'm telling you. Look at Garp. I'm telling you, you gotta pay attention to shit like that. So Garland walked in that bitch on some crazy shit, and he vacated his commander position. So we're probably about to see that silhouetted figure that was kind of standing, looking like the forefront, with a Shanks-ish coat on and a Shanks-ish sword on his hip. You know what I'm saying? We're probably like to see him. I'm not saying it's Shanks. I'm not saying it's related to Shanks. I'm just saying that's what the silhouette look. And you know how Oda does. Nigga probably fuck around, come out look nothing like that. But yeah, we'll probably see that person bump up to be the commander of the Gorset. Another thing I kind of want to talk about with Garling is what possible yokai could he be? Does it even have to be a yokai? Jupiter is not a yokai. Jupiter is the newest, and he's not based on Japanese mythology. He's based on a sandworm, which is more Western. I just wanted to put that idea out there. You feel me? And I'm gonna do some research, and I'll probably dedicate a video to that. But it's very. I just want y'all niggas to think about this shit with me. It's very interesting. Like, what transformation will Garland get? And is it based on your personality? Like, what is it based? What is it based on? Does Emu choose? Do you choose? Do Emu's powers choose? And Emu kind of has nothing to do with it. Like, Emu's powers judge your personality. What is it based on? So I hope we get shown that process. So that's very interesting. One last thing with Garling, what the fuck do Shanks have to think about? Like, what does he have to say about all of this? Like, when he find out what the fuck is like, what his pops doing, man, I really want to know, man. Is that nigga a rat? Like, did he really go to the Gorsey and say some rat shit? Cause like now his pops a Gorsey, so he like that means he was like we found out his pops was commander of the Holy Knights. Like we already know, like damn, you right at that level, damn near before Gorsey. Now his pops a Gorsey, like so that means his pops has always been highly favored. Emu was looking at him like if one of these niggas fuck up, you next. So now I'm looking at Shanks, bro. Everything about how this nigga family and his backstory and shit developed just make me look at him like, hey, dude, what you on? But we'll see. We will fucking see. You never, bro. I'm just telling you, bro. You never know with that nigga. But yeah. Just take a look at this shit with me, y'all. Take a look at this leg to body ratio real quick, bro. You see what I'm saying? And look at Mars real quick. So the official translation is know your place. Where's your proper deference? All right. If I'm gonna be anything, I'm gonna be fair to these niggas, okay? In my chapter reaction, I was reading the TCB translation, and the TCB translation had Jupiter. I forget exactly what he said, but he was like, "Who are you talking to?" or some shit like that. But he sounded like it gave off a dumbfounded tone, and Mars gave off straight disrespectful, like put a nigga in his place. Now, in the official translation, Jupiter's is the coldest statement. That nigga said, "Where's your proper deference?" That's cold. But Mars is still on some cold shit. Know your place. Like he's still simple, straight to the point, even though it's changed from tread lightly, you forget yourself or some shit like that. It's still straight to the point disrespect, which I can fuck with because Mars is my favorite Gorsey, personally. So I just wanted to correct that with the official translation that we're getting, correct my opinion, and say that Jupiter does indeed have the coldest statement. He does indeed. And then let's see Garling's official translation for your. We have the official coloring for this panel as well. Next, I want to talk about Dragon, the Revolutionary Army, y'all. What y'all think? I think it's time, bro. It has to. If now is not the time, I'm gay. It's 2024. It's nothing wrong with that. But I do want to say I'm not actually gay. But if now is not the time, I might be. Fuck it. Because what's a better time for Dragon to act, bro? Like this shit. This shit, bro. I just want to get all my childish thoughts out real quick. I swear I'm gonna get to the mature yap sesh, but I just want to get my childish thoughts out about this shit real quick, bro. We about to see Luffy pops and Luffy brother like go all out, bro. Y'all know how long I've been waiting for this. Woo! I'm about to make a name for myself. I don't know what the fuck wrong with me right now, but listen. We about to see Dragon go all the way out. Like we about to see him terrorize the land. Not for real, because he's not a terrorist, but he gonna terrorize his enemies, and it's gonna have some effect on the land around him. But he not gonna hurt no innocent people. but he gonna terrorize the land if you did what I'm saying. We about to see Sabo light this bitch up, burn it down, cause he gonna burn this shit down with the stick, la mama. Cause we gonna burn this bitch down with the shit, la mama. Drop that ass, shouty. Do a split, la mama. That's what Sabo tell a nigga, bitch. That's how it's finna get. Sabo finna be singing YB. Sabo finna be singing YB on the battlefield, nigga. All right. Now let's talk about what I really wanted to talk about with One Piece. With the Revolutionary Army and One Piece. Otis said he would, if he was to ever write, it was something along the lines like if he was to write another manga after One Piece, or if he was writing another manga that wasn't One Piece, but it was in the world of One Piece. One of the options was a more serious tone manga about Dragon's life. And I find that so interesting because I genuinely feel like the Revolutionary Army is such a vehicle. And my friend Acacia talked about this after a conversation that we had about the chef dying in Mary Joie. She had a good voice note about this, and I'll put her Twitter on the screen. But they're such a good vehicle into like the serious tones of the story, because obviously like One Piece is a story, and literally in my last Let's Yap, like I talked about racism and the government and how it pertains to real life and the race and shit. So One Piece is a story that can get really deep, and it can get really like heady, and it can get really like real world address real world problems and have a lot of real world influences. But at the same time, on the surface level, it can be something that a lot of children can get into. It's super fun and super cheerful and super bubbly. But when Oda really wants to reinforce or like put those heavy, darker themes on full display, more serious tones on full display, the Revolutionary Army is the perfect vehicle to do it. Like perfect vehicle to do it. Not only the conversations they have, but the actions that they take, and then the conversations that they have about the actions they take are just done so well. Like we had Sabo talking about, we were introduced to Cobra and shown Cobra like in Alabasta, and we're shown how good of a man Cobra is. We're shown how much Dragon, the head of the Revolutionary Army himself, loves Cobra. But then we're also shown that his commander is like, who gives a fuck if the world thinks I killed this nigga? Because this shit is sparking the flames of the revolution, and that's what's actually important. And when you really think about what he said, he knows that that means that people are going to want to fight what's starting out a losing fight. Like people, see what's on my revolt. People are gonna want to revolt, and when you revolt, bro, it's a losing fight at first. Until enough numbers join, and until you amass enough forces and enough strength to the revolution, you're fighting a losing fight at first. So anybody who joins the cause now, you're fighting a losing fight. And Sabo is glad that he's being painted as a bad person for killing a good man because it's sparking more people to join the losing fight. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he knows that it's going to take that and more of that and more of that and more of that to save, like to overthrow the corrupt regime. So, and then like what I said in my chapter reaction about the chef dying, like, okay, we cut off the celestial dragon's food supplies, but now the people who are being punished are the people who are already being punished, really already in a situation of punishment by they're the working class. They're working for the celestial dragons. They already have to deal with their shit and being mistreated, killed, fucking executed, tortured, like all types of shit for random shit. And now you're putting them in positions where they're definitely going to get this shit happening to them. They have to, because they can't feed. They're denying these niggas snacks. So, but in the beautiful thing about the, like, and I can't restate it enough. The beautiful thing about the Revolutionary Army is each and every single one of them knows, like, there's no dummies in the Revolutionary Army. They all know the repercussions of all of their actions. They know how many people have to be sacrificed in these unnecessary, horrendous ass ways for the cause, and they really don't. I'm not gonna say they don't give a fuck, but they don't give nearly as much of a fuck about that as the goal, as they do about obtaining the goal. And I think it's just so beautiful that Dragon like is a leader of a regime that is that tough. Like I don't think people realize what the Revolutionary Army means to the story of One Piece. I really don't. I'm getting caught yapping on full screen a lot today. But like, let's take a look at these panels, bro. Let's see what we got. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, we have again, like perfect example. Since the broadcast, nobody has really like outright stated what Dragon just stated right here. Y'all realize that, right? Like since the broadcast, people, even Vegapunk, people have been saying, "Oh, the world is gonna get crazy. The world is gonna get into chaos. The world is gonna get, you know what I'm saying? Let's save the world before it gets plunged into chaos." Like they're just alluding to the fact that it's gonna get wicked out here. Oh, but Oda saved this statement for Dragon. People of the world are going to fight over habitable ground. They not sugarcoating shit. They're not sugarcoating shit. Like they are the statements that he has them make and the conversations that he has them have. They're being more serious about it and they're saying the things that Oda doesn't want anybody else to say. Like he's saving these statements for the Revolutionary Army, and I love how he treats their conversations because you know when you see them that you're getting that side of One Piece. You know what I mean? Like that's so tough. He does a good job of that with Sakazuki as well. Next thing I wanted to talk about was the punks. I know I made in my Let's Talk, my biggest segment was about the fake out deaths. And I did make sure I said this is how it felt to me, and there's a lot of moving parts, so I could be wrong. But it does look like those same consciousness with everything they've gone through, all the experiences from the moment they were split from Stella, not a reboot or not just a new conscience with all the memories. Those same consciousness have been uploaded to Punk Records. This is what it looks like to me. I'm still kind of not even really keen on what happened, but it looks like they were uploaded to Punk Records. They're there. They can talk. It looks like York can still also tune in. Well, not tune into their conversations, but she can tune in to Punk Records as well. She still has access to Punk Records. But every punk is still in there. Stella is gone. Thank God. Fuck that nigga. Y'all know I hate that nigga. He can burn. I don't give a damn. That flashback was cool though. Shout out to him for the broadcast. I do want to address this popular opinion real quick about Stella in the broadcast that he should have just said, "Hey, the people who are evil is the world government." I don't think it was that simple. I really don't. I think Stella met good people on both sides. Stella knows that good people can be manipulated to work for both sides. Stella knows that the world government is not above using they you first of all their main force of combat is Marines. They send Marines before they send any world government forces. So if they're sending everyday Marines, those are not really bad people. They're just fooled. Like they just think that they're fighting for the good cause. They're really good people, honestly. They're really courageous as fuck to fight against these fucking pirates, and they really have no fucking clue what's going on. They really think they're doing a great thing. They're great people. I ain't gonna lie. Them regular weak ass Marines are really great people. They're like Usopp level great people because they really standing up for some shit they believe in places they have no business being. So not only does Vegapunk know that those type of people exist, Vegapunk knows that the Kuma type people who are manipulated, who the government see and they're like, "Oh, you kind of have a power that we want. We want you to work for us." Blah 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 blah. But aren't really bad people. Like because we've seen how they tried with Kaido and how they tried with Big Mom. And I'm not saying they were good people. I'm just saying if the government sees you to be somebody strong, if they recognize you, your strength, potential, blah, 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 the Navy, they're going to try their hardest to recruit you. And if they have to manipulate you, they're going to fucking manipulate you. So he knows that people like that exist. He knows that people like Kizaru exist. Vegapunk knows that Kizaru knows right from wrong. He knows Kizaru at the end of the day has moral values in his heart and he knows right and wrong. So Vegapunk knows people like Kizaru exist, people like Sentomaru exist on that side. But then he also knows people like Bonnie, people like Luffy exist on the other side. You know what I mean? So I don't think, I personally don't think he could have got on that broadcast and pointed the finger at anybody because I don't think he wanted the world to be against either side. I think he trusted, I think what he's doing is literally trusting shit to figure itself out and trusting that the right person in his eyes, who he thinks is Luffy, will get the One Piece and the world will go how it's supposed to go. I think based on his relationship with Dragon and his relationship with Kuma and what he's heard and studied and seen about Luffy in his life, and then the fact that Luffy awakened the Nika fruit, I think he's like, okay, shit gonna work itself out. I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna light the fires that I feel like need to be lit for the world to get crazy enough for this young nigga to pull it off, and I'm gonna fade into the darkness. That's what I think. That's just how I peep it. You feel me? That's just how I view it. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is Lucci. Talk about Rob Lucci real quick at the end of this shit, because I see a lot of people saying like Rob Lucci has been slowly softening up over the course of One Piece. Like he probably missed those niggas at Galley Law the same way Kaku did, and he knows and Kaku doesn't know, and I mean he knows because Kaku told him that Stussi's still alive and he lied to save Kaku. I'm not gonna lie to y'all niggas. I'm not really sold on that. The only reasoning about that theory of him lying that even remotely really makes sense to me is his love for Kaku. I can't cap. That nigga has really shown me like that's his man's, like that's his ride or die, that's his day one, and he would do anything for that nigga regardless. He has shown me that, and that's some real nigga shit. And you feel me? I respect Rob Lucci for that. I really do. But outside of Kaku, bro, I don't really see it in that nigga, bro. I don't see it. I really don't, bro. Rob Lucci is, y'all know what Shaka said about zones, especially awakened zones, affecting the user's personality. This nigga is thrown the fuck off, bro. He's a predator, bro. He's a hunter. He's a leopard cat, bro. He follows orders. You feel me? Like the nigga in the midst of everything going on, Kaku and Stussy was like, they was damn near in there having a revelation. Like they was looking up at Mars in his Itsumade form, having a revelation like, oh shit, we might be on the wrong side. Like this is fucking crazy. This nigga's a demon flying over us. Rob Lucci was giving the nigga a mission report. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bro, I don't. She literally tried to kill both of these niggas, immobilize both of these niggas. You feel me? I don't know, bro. No, Rob Lucci is not letting that bitch live, bro. I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it, bro. I need to explicitly see it, bro. And Kaku, he looked like he just lied to his mans, bro. He don't look like he looked like he just set his mans up to lie to somebody else, to lie to the higher ups. That's what it looked like to me, bro. He don't look like his mans is lying for him. He looked like he set his mans up to lie for him. So I'm not hearing it, bro. This young nigga is thrown the fuck off, and he don't know that bitch is alive. Because if he did, he'll be hunting that bitch, and she'll be dead. And that's how I feel about it. But I could be proven wrong. And that's really all I had to talk about this week, y'all. That's all I had to talk about. I will see y'all in the next vid. The next vid is probably gonna be a chapter reaction, but I am gonna give y'all a video of my LBAF predictions in 3 parallels you may or may not have missed. Not did I say LBAF? I did say LBAF. In 3 parallels you may or may not have missed in Egghead. I want to do them in one video, and I even tried to do them in this video, but I be fucking yapping. But I'll see y'all later, bro. It's kind of hard to say I'm having one, cause I done gave so many.